Hello, welcome to the video. This is going to be a showcase of Dark Magician Beth, one of my favorite Guardian Tales characters. She's also one of the best heroes to get even when she is an old hero. I will be talking about her basic information, exclusive weapon, utility in different game modes, how I pair her with heroes, and her art. Let's get into it, shall we? Who is Beth? Beth is a magician within the Invaders, a high-ranking priest of the Invader Order. She's a drama queen strategist, not hesitant to sacrifice people for the Savior's prophecy. Her real name is dearest to her, and everyone is required to call her High Priest. These details are based on her story, which you can read by pausing the video. Beth is a Dark Element Warrior, meaning she deals melee damage, and also, here are her stats. Her normal attack, Dark Smash, inflicts melee damage using a two-handed sword. With this, she prioritizes her attack to range dealers or faraway enemies. This means that when she is not operated by you, her AI will instinctively target faraway enemies. Beth's chain skill Dark Invasion actually deals 400% range damage, which is huge, but sadly, it's not buffed by her party buff, because her party buff increases melee damage. The chain skill also increases Beth's melee attack by 40% for 8 seconds. Her party buff gives up to 50% increased melee damage, which is pretty good when you want to pair Beth with a tank or other melee heroes. Her special ability, called Battle Instinct, is what makes her even better. The more the enemies within 3 tiles, the more she can increase attack and decrease incoming damage. I am not sure how it scales exactly, if it's by 20% per enemy or other values. Her exclusive weapon is called Predator. When equipped, it gives her normal attack a buff, that when her normal attack hits an enemy, the enemy will have decreased dark type resistance for 3 seconds. It also generates shield for Beth by 10% of the damage she deals with her basic attack. When you build Beth, she generates a lot of shields. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. Her exclusive weapon skill called Predator Strike deals 235% of DPS with 8 seconds of cooldown and puts the enemy in down state. I would recommend getting at least weapon skill regen speed to lessen the cooldown. This is her utility. For story, tower, orbital lift, camo zone, and co-op, she's an S tier. Because of her special ability that increases her damage and negates incoming damage the more the enemies there are, it really helps in levels with a lot of enemies. And for orbital lift, top, and camo zone, especially that you cannot control Beth herself and rely on her AI, she has a lot of sustain with her shield and damage negation, which makes her very durable in these types of content. Making her the party leader also helps for clearing levels and killing bosses, because she deals a lot of damage when it's stacked with her buffs. For Colosseum, she's an A tier. She's still pretty good even for an old hero. I still see players using her in the top 100 for melee teams. The only problem she faces, especially when she is the team lead, is the amount of people who uses light heroes or light team compositions, and probably her AI, although I'm not sure about that. I don't really use her that much in Colosseum, but she's a pretty solid pick for it considering her abilities. Arena and Team Deathmatch. I guess she's an S tier. I still see her a lot in the top 100 depending on what the arena map is. And of course, that's not my only basis. I used her a lot before in arena as well. You can compose a melee arena team with her and it can honestly make you climb ranks, a lot of ranks. She makes pretty solid synergy with tanks because of her party buff. Adding another hero that increases crit chance or normal attack can also help when using her in arena. Sadly, melee heroes aren't easy to use in all maps, so you really have to practice, especially in maps with a lot of obstacles. Do note that in Deathmatch, her special ability can be used more, and especially because she has sustain, and it makes her a good option. Raid and Boss Rush. She's an A tier for this, even though I know that Raid and Boss Rush aren't quite the same, but melee dark teams do its job, and it's a pretty solid composition which I still use because I don't have any other dark heroes. Beth gives melee damage increase as a party buff and also debuffs the enemy with decreased dark resistance when you have her exclusive weapon. Of course, I know that dark ranged is better, but if you don't have other heroes, you can use Beth with other melee dark heroes until you get a ranged dark team. How I pair Beth with heroes. For building her with teams, my most common one is a tanky melee team with Mia as a healer. Because honestly, Beth does a lot of DPS, so all I need to worry about is her not dying. You can also use Lilith or Craig instead of Ogma depending on what you have. Pairing her with Lilith, Sohee, and Kai also works, especially for Arena. This is also the Dark Raid team I use for Beth. I know it's not the current meta team, but it still works for me, so I use it. Generally, pairing her with melee heroes in a tank works because she can just sweep the floor in story mode. But having a healer like Mia helps too for a little safety, even though Beth already generates shield. Her cosmetics and art. Being an old hero, Beth basically has a lot of costumes now. Very sad though that she doesn't have a super costume yet. My favorite costume is the Janitor Beth one, which you can pair with the mop weapon costume. It's a reference for people who already are on season 2 of the story. But anyways, here's her global art and her JP art. And according to you guys, 50% of you like her global art more than her JP art and season challenge art, which is pretty good choice, for I prefer the global art as well. Overall, Beth is an excellent hero to have, even when she's one of the oldest ones. She's usable in every aspect of the game, and she does her job in those aspects excellently. She's also one of my first heroes I have obtained, so she's one of my favorites as well. Well, this marks the end of the video. If you would like to watch a team building guide or watch another hero showcase, they are both on screen. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more videos like this. And also comment down below for suggestions or feedback you want to give. And thank you for watching.